What's going on, everybody? Happy hump day. It is Wednesday. We are halfway through the work week, and I wanted to talk about a fight card that has been flying under the radar, which no one is really talking about. I haven't seen a whole lot of promotional things for this, but it's for the Ultimate Fighter season finale for the heavy hitter season. That airs this Friday, which is November 30th. And the card is actually a pretty good card. If you followed the Ultimate Fighter heavy hitter season, which I did pretty closely, you will recognize a lot of the fighters on there. If you did not watch that season, I highly recommend you watch that season. There was, some really good heavyweights on there, and this season they did it a little bit different. They had a mixture of men and women on the show. So every other week they would have a men's heavyweight fight, and then they would have a women's fight. But I highly recommend it. And the coaches were Robert Whitaker and Kelvin Gastelum, because as we know, they are going to be fighting in the future for the UFC belt. But the fight that's going to headline that card is actually a really good fight. And like I said, I'm very surprised no one's talking about it. It's the Rafael dos Anjos, otherwise known as RDA, going against Kamaru Usman. And this fight really has title implications written all over it, especially for Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has that really strong wrestling base that we've seen be very successful in the UFC today. And if he can get a win over RDA, I think that kind of solidifies his shot at the UFC gold. So, this is a big fight for him, and I'm actually really surprised that the UFC isn't pushing him a little bit more. He's pretty motivated, he's really hungry, and he's actually been pretty much running through his competition that he's fought. But, you have RDA, on the other hand, who's coming off a loss to Colby Covington, who has a very strong wrestling base, just like Kamaru Usman does. So I don't know if that's going to be any different. But RDA is trying to get back in the winning column, and maybe he can, fight for a UFC title again. He is the former lightweight champion. He for a while there, he looked like he couldn't be beat, and he was going to run through the lightweight division, with wins over Donald Cerrone. He beat Anthony Pettis for the title. He looked very, very good. So, this fight, I'm so just confused how I don't see stuff all over, because a lot of these fighters coming up, they seem to be very talented, and that's what I like about the Ultimate Fighter series, is you get to know a lot of new fighters. So, I hope you guys check out the fight. And like I said, it's on a Friday. This Friday it's coming on, so I hope everyone can check it out. And let me know in the comments below what you think of this fight, and if you think Kamaru Usman deserves a title shot with a victory. Thank you for tuning in.